Cold War Zombies is too easy. This is a statement that's being tossed around left, right and center by about half of the Call of Duty Zombies fanbase. And honestly, this is a statement that I can get behind. I kind of agree. It's a very good point. Meanwhile though, the other half is saying that's exactly what makes it fun. And you know what? I can actually agree with that as well. Seeing that massive kill chain on the right side of your screen, hearing that like a sound of a two-stepped Mark IV Supra, that is very satisfying. It's like the game's way of saying, hey, you're the shit. Good job, A star. And you're sat there with a chunky ass grin on your face thinking, yeah, I am. There is definitely an appeal to that kind of gaming experience. Not to mention the huge number of camo unlocks flooding through. It's all very satisfying. And so we have two sides of a single coin, both sides of which I agree with. The problem is though, for most Call of Duty Zombies installments, only one side of this coin has been left satisfied. And in any good relationship, both sides should get what they want. So here, I, Kunjora, am here with a solution that's really simple. And for it to make sense, believe it or not, we need to dive into multiplayer.
Hey y'all, come look at this.
What's this? We got core and we got hardcore. Streamlined. Simple, elegant. It's not like 4 difficulty selections like in campaign, which is kind of what Black Ops 4 did, even though Black Ops 2 almost did this right. But instead, it's just like, hey, do you want your steak rare or do you want it well done? Do you prefer guitar solos or breakdowns? Should I just give you the sandwich how it is, or do you want me to go ahead and cut the crust off for you? In this debate, we have two sides who both want it their way, and neither side is budging. So why not incorporate the tried and tested solution that has been practiced in multiplayer for well over a bloody decade at this point? So if you haven't been able to put the pieces together now, you're probably wondering, how would this work in Zombies? What's the best way to do it? Well, I'm glad you asked. Core and hardcore should be brought to Zombies and available in private matches and public sessions. Core should feel a lot like Cold War with a few minor differences. I mean, a lot of people were outraged when they nerfed the ray gun in Cold War, and to be honest, why would you do that? I mean, it's a wonder weapon, right? So in this core mode, wonder weapons stay powerful, as does AATs, and all of your field upgrades are there and readily available. In addition to that, the Easter eggs take a Cold War approach of having the Easter egg steps hinted to you and kind of obvious and very easy to solve. Basically, Core would be exactly what Cold War was, but just without the nerfs. Now, I know me mentioning having the Easter eggs give hints kind of like Cold War might raise some eyebrows for the people who are on the hardcore side of things, but let me explain what my ideas for hardcore would be, and everything should make sense, right? So first off, gameplay-wise with hardcore, any and all overpowered crutches, with the exception of maybe a few self-revives like the old days, are completely abolished and removed. This basically means that high round runs will now become entertaining again, rather than just standing still and spamming a wonder weapon. We're still left with perks and things like that, but in terms of field upgrades and anything that can basically allow you to cheat death, kind of like how Dying Wish did in Black Ops 4, for example, or In Plain Sight did in Black Ops 3, anything that kind of gives that edge, completely gone. In addition to that, AATs, or ammo mods as they're now called, will be kept at a low level of power or completely removed altogether, as well as also restoring 2 hit downs when you don't have Juggernog, and wonder weapons, while still being useful and definitely worth getting, will be considerably less powerful than their core counterparts. In addition to this, weapons have 1 upgrade tier in hardcore instead of the 3 levels that core has, and of course you start with the M1911 just like the old days, but you can still apply weapon attachments to any weapons that you find. Basically, as many of you watching will probably be able to piece together by now, this is intended to kind of bring the experience back to kind of like what Black Ops 1 and Black Ops 2 were doing. But to take it a step further, in hardcore mode, the Easter eggs for the maps are actually slightly different. There are hardcore Easter eggs in a way similar to the kind of ballpark that Sledgehammer were trying to do with World War II, but the thing is, basically the Easter egg steps themselves are actually different, so knowing the Easter egg in core does not directly translate to the hardcore version, but more importantly, there are no hints whatsoever when it comes to trying to solve it, thus restoring Easter egg hunts to the good old days. Now, you guys are probably thinking, well, if you're going to make it that hard for yourself, what's the benefit of playing, right? What's the benefit of playing that over the regular core mode? Well, let's address that. First and foremost, in terms of XP rates, naturally you earn more XP for playing hardcore. It's a more difficult experience, ergo you deserve a bigger reward. Naturally, that also directly translates into weapon XP. So players who are actually really comfortable playing on both hardcore and core can use hardcore to level up their weapons very quickly and then go on to core to polish up the challenges in a nice relaxed way. Otherwise, with gameplay, super sprinters will come at earlier rounds and the boss zombies are actually a little more intimidating. As for the Easter egg though, of course, many people would just think, well, core is easier, so I'm gonna just do it on core. But no, I think players who decide to try and do an Easter egg on hardcore should be incentivized with a separate dedicated hardcore Easter egg calling card reward, as well as, of course, a greater XP reward for completing it. If they really wanted to spoil us, they could also give a slightly extended end cutscene game, but that is kind of a controversial one because that kind of leaves the core players behind. But if you're keeping up with me right now, the whole premise of this is that hardcore players are given what they want in the sense that they are returned to the Black Ops 1, Black Ops 2 days and also incentivized for opting into this harder difficulty. But similarly, core players are still given that awesome Cold War feel of having a super long kill chain all the time and just dominating their matches with super high kill counts and high rounds, as well as building themselves up to be extremely powerful as the game progresses. Naturally, with these two very different styles of play though, they have separate leaderboards, right? So if you guys remember back in the days of Black Ops 1, you used to come home and see your scoreboard and see just if any one of your friends has managed to beat your high rounds, and if they did, you went after them. Now with the games becoming so much easier over time, I feel like the sense of actually wanting or bothering to even beat your friends' high scores have just kind of become pointless, because really it's no longer a test of how long you can survive, but rather how long can you be bothered to keep playing. Now for those who do find a Cold War difficult enough as it is, they can have those friendly competitions, but for the longer veteran Zombies players, that battle for the top spot on a hardcore leaderboard will feel just like the old days. At least that's how it should feel, and I think bringing that element back will also be another huge win for the Zombies mode in general. You guys can kind of see where I'm going with this. Hardcore just caters for those people who miss the old days, and core just accommodates for those new players who like things just the way they are. It's such a simple solution, and I'm almost bugged that it hasn't been done yet. But you know what? This was just a quick ramble video. I just kind of wanted to get it out there because I've had this idea for quite some time, and I feel like it's a really elegant solution to a problem that a lot of people are arguing over on Reddit and places like that. But I hope you guys enjoyed this idea, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to leave a like, subscribe if you're new, and also I want to hear what you guys think. So do comment down below what your ideas would be to kind of address this problem of difficulty in Zombies right now. And also, if you guys really like this idea, feel free to contribute down below with what features you'd have in hardcore and core respectively. But I've been Kunjora, and I'll catch you guys in my next video. Cheers.